Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Do you know?
That show.
You're here. It's time.
Today we're talking about traveling, getting back out there in planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, pitter-pattering around, A to B. We're getting there. We're getting back to some almost degree of normalcy. Would you say it's getting better or worse?
As long as everybody keeps their minds about them, right? Because the airlines are still making people wear masks.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. Before we dive into this, I was on the plane the other day. Literally eating some nuts. You know, they give you your little package of nuts. I got my face mask pulled down by my chin, and she goes, "Sir, I'm going to need you to put your face mask back on." And I'm like, "I'm eating. How am I supposed to eat with it on?" And she goes, "No, you need to put it back on between every bite that you take." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck does that do for anyone?" Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So now I'm feeling like a goddamn criminal every time they're walking up the aisle. I'm like, oh shit. Trying to eat my fucking nuts, can't even.
Keep your face panties on. Keep your face panties on. Nobody wants to see you eating nuts.
It's gross.
I don't know. I mean, I was just watching something the other day, and then talking about how Florida is like pushing super hardcore to get all the cruise ships back up and running. Like, I mean, hardcore, and how like the science shows that up to 90% of the people that are willing to go on a cruise are vaccinated.
Yeah.
Right? So who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? I mean, at this point, at what point are we at herd immunity, right?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody got sick at some point.
Yeah.
Whether it was something severe, mild, non-existent, you got it, right? And you can't rent a car now.
I know, right?
Because of it, you can't travel by plane without wearing a biohazard suit.
Right. And getting a COVID test before you fly and 72 hours within.
Right. And then, you've got, you read the articles about how Uber drivers are refusing fares for people that don't wear a mask still. I'm like, come on.
Right.
Come on.
If you're that concerned about it, do what the Indians do and put a giant plastic shield behind you. Like a goddamn cop car. You're in your own little quarantine zone back there.
That could go wrong in so many ways. So many ways. But I think it's time. I mean, the CDC has shown and said, we're past this mask thing. You want to wear them, fine, right? I mean, me personally, I never thought I was ever going to go into a bank and fucking ask for money with a mask on. I mean, I don't know about you guys.
Give me all the money.
It's a little weird, right? They told you for years, no, you can't come in here with a mask on.
Dangerous.
No, you can't come in here unless you're wearing a mask. So, this doesn't make any sense. And you think about the confines of a plane, right? You are literally shoulder to shoulder to people.
With another 75 people.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. What's a mask going to do?
Right.
There's no social distancing there.
Right.
There's nothing.
Especially since they said that the masks do fucking nothing anyway.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I still can't believe that banks are still closed, Like, I don't know about elsewhere in the country, but in our city, you still can't go into the bank. Well, everything's locked off. It's closed 24/7.
You have to call them. You have to
schedule a fucking appointment.
Right.
That's what my dad was complaining to me about. He's like, I gotta schedule a fucking appointment just to walk into the bank and do something simple. It's like, is it really that big of a deal anymore?
Apparently it is. I don't know. But here's the crazy thing. They're all worried about it, but they're handling dirty
fucking money. It's the dirtiest thing that you could fucking handle.
Next to you, people don't know this, but next to your phone, paper money carries more fecal matter than anything else in your household.
Jesus. That's poop, people, for the...
Stinky.
The intelligently challenged.
What?
Right. Jesus. And you're worried about fucking somebody coming in and wearing a mask in your bank? Like, you're literally handling poop, licking your fingers. Those people at the bank are probably the most immunized, right? The most...
Oh, they were good to go from the start.
Right?
They were good to go from the start. Guarantee they didn't miss a day of work.
Right? They got all of the antibodies.
They got all the variants going through them. But at the same time, while we're talking about planes, I keep seeing these articles about how these flight attendants and stewardess or whatever you want to call them keep getting assaulted during these flights.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
And it is crazy. You people need to chill the fuck out. Because they're already, a big plane's going to have, 4 to 6 stewardess, flight attendants, whatever. A smaller plane's going to have 4, and the really small ones maybe have 2. But that's a lot of people for them to try and make comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
To get everything, serviced the way, because every individual is different. Mm-hmm. This poor gal's on this plane, and she had told this gal she needs to put her mask on. They got into an altercation. This other lady hit this stewardess so hard, this flight attendant so hard, it knocked 2 of her teeth out.
Jesus.
And that is just not okay. I can understand if you're upset and you don't like the fact that you have to sit there with your face covered.
Yeah.
That doesn't give anybody the reason or the right to hurt another human being.
Right.
That is not okay.
For real.
Is not okay. That lady didn't do anything. She just said, I need you to put this on. You agreed to it when you bought the ticket.
Exactly. It's not like she wants you to put it on. They're fucking making her tell you to put it on.
Right.
So.
But you knew that buying the ticket.
Exactly.
They
already dealt with so much shit before this COVID shit. I can't believe they haven't all fucking quit by now. Because that's got to be... we work in customer service, so we know how fucking dirty those customers and shit can get.
Yeah, and how absolutely retarded.
Imagine being stuck in a fucking box with them for 3 hours.
That'd be the longest shit in history. Sarah, you okay in there? Yep. Everything's fine. That cafe in the airport and them burritos, you need to file a complaint.
Because I'm staying right
here. People got to stop this, man. Be courteous to somebody else. I understand it's not comfortable. I understand you don't like it, but I don't like it. You don't like it.
Exactly.
But that you agreed to that before you decided to purchase that ticket, because it clearly states on these websites, and if you even just go to the counter and buy it, they tell you right there. Mm-hmm. You have to wear a mask. You're going to get laser beamed in the head by a thermometer.
Right.
They're going to do a full body cavity search to make sure you've got antibodies. And then you go. Right? But what about trains? Buses? You don't hear about them.
For real.
Right? You don't, the cruise ships is a little different. It's a leisurely thing. You're on the boat full time. So I would imagine those restrictions have to be more lenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you can't rent a car?
Right?
You can't rent a car? What? The service that I've switched to, because I don't know about everybody out there, and let us know your personal experiences, but if you go to these major car rental agencies, it's like having a meeting with Jesus just to get a car. It's because I tried to rent a car, right, through one of the big brands, and then they contacted me and canceled my reservation. Because they were exchanging the fleet. And they couldn't guarantee me a car.
You were turned around and looked at the parking lot full of cars? You're like...
So, the service that I use now is Turo. Which is, you own a car, and it's properly insured. You can rent your car out through that service. Right? And then that owner, you're the owner, you would meet me. I get the car from you. I have a certain amount of miles, just like a rental agency, or I pay for unlimited, and then I use your car, and I bring it back, and as long as everything's copacetic, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Which the cool thing is, there's a lot of cool cars out there
that people put up. Yeah, I'm
there's
sure.
a lot of cool cars out there. So if you guys really want to try, a Tesla or some really high-end car, go to Turo.com. We're not sponsored by them, by the way, but it is a great service. I'll leave the link in the description below. but you can rent some really cool stuff for a day. And you don't have to go through a lot of the other headache. As long as you have a valid driver's license, okay? Any of you underage kids, stop thinking about it right now. So,
do you have to be 25 like a rental car? Or?
No, it's 18 and up.
Nice.
It's 18 and up. So
how does not to get too off tangent, but how does that insurance work? Does it like, are you covered in their car? Do they have to do something specific so that...
They carry different liability insurance.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And you pay for it. So they carry insurance themselves on their car, and then when you go to rent the car, they give you 3 different levels of insurance you can put on top of it.
Gotcha.
Right? Which is super cheap compared to a rental agency.
Sure. Yeah.
The nice thing is if you want something with a 6-speed transmission and it's got some balls to it,
right?
You can go get it. You know, you want something very economical that, you know, gets 35 miles to the gallon and don't feel like, you know, you're getting taken at the rental agency. You can get that, right? So check them out, and if you have used them before, let us know in the comments. But back to the subject at hand. Traveling, it's time. Everybody's taking their face panties off. They're off. They're off. I can see your face. So get out there. Go travel. Go have some fun. Go get back out there. You know, it's okay. Trust me, the air is still the same.
We are safe. Don't worry.
No, unless there's some really crazy side effects from this virus, which I wouldn't anticipate that. But the vaccines, on the other hand, that's another whole episode.
Yeah, right.
So
for real.
I don't know. I'm not a huge... I like flying, but it's always been a pain in the ass. Even before 9/11, even before all this, it's always just been a pain in the ass.
So I thought that it was like before 9/11, it was basically complete free reign. Like you just walked in with all your shit and then got on the plane. But then I realized that there were like all these like multiple like bomb hijacking attempts in the 70s, and that's actually when they implemented like this security that they do.
But not to the degree that it is today.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you still had security, but it was literally no more than just walking up and then literally checking your ticket and your driver's license.
Not even looking in your bag?
They didn't care.
Wow.
They didn't care. They're like, okay, you're supposed to be here. Go ahead.
Wow.
You know, it was great. It was great. You didn't have to show up an hour and a half before you fly.
Yeah, right.
Just so you could get there
right.
2 minutes before you board.
Right.
You know, that's pretty bad.
Right. My parents talk about in the old days just getting to walk up to the gate with each other and, you know, say bye to each other and walk in there and picking them up. I was like, really?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, you could go all the way back into the concourses so that when your loved one got off the plane, you were right there waiting for them. You didn't have to be down by baggage.
Right.
You know, or
out in the parking lot.
Yeah, circling in the parking lot because you don't want to pay $14 for a half an hour worth of parking. Right? It's worse than beers at a baseball game. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But I like trains. I like traveling by train.
I've been on a nice train before, too.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, buses, not so much. I've traveled by bus.
I've traveled on a nice bus, too, though. Like, multiple story.
But it's just... Yeah. I'm good. I'll do it if that's what I got to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, before I leave this earth, I'm literally going to get on a boat at some point and go down the Pacific coastline.
Jeez.
I just want to go from like Seattle all the way down to the Sur down in Mexico. You know, just do the whole coastline. I just think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy fuck, and I don't want to go across a major ocean.
Yeah.
Unless it's on a giant ship. I
always want to see the land right over there. It's the worst case scenario.
I mean, I got a better chance. Right? On survival.
For real, though.
But planes, I mean, you know, planes are amazing. There's fewer and fewer of them in the air now because the fleets are outdated.
That's what you were saying, yeah.
And so ticket prices go up. And now they're going to start weighing people?
Yeah.
They're going to start weighing you.
How is that allowed in today's political environment?
Yeah. Like you're profiling me? Just because I went and had a cheeseburger? I got to pay another $20? What is going on here? But yeah, I don't see, you know, years ago, and not so far long ago, that, you know, if you were a bigger person, and I'm not a small guy, but I'm also not a giant guy.
Yeah.
But if you were a bigger person, you had to pay for 2 seats. And that lasted for a couple years. And then, of course, the civil rights stuff and yada, yada, yada. And now the revamped version of this is because of the cost of fuel is you're going to start getting weighed. And they're going to ration these the fuel for these planes based on the actual weight. And I'm like, you're profiling the shit out of somebody.
Right.
You know, if that's the case, charge everybody another $35 on top of their ticket for the extra fuel.
Yeah.
Don't make it that way.
Right.
Right? You're going to offend too many people.
Right. I feel like the double seat rule is even less offensive than weighing somebody. If I was a big guy, I'd be like, fuck yeah, give me 2 fucking seats. I'd be nice and cozy.
Right?
I'd be fucking chilling.
Don't have to have somebody next to you.
Right? Oh. Speaking of this plane I was just on, I was next to some big obese guy. Literally fucking...
Was he licking in your ear?
Donuts.
It's not a donut, you fucking asshole.
God damn it!
Get the fuck up! No more whiskey for this guy. He still got his mask off. But it was unpleasant.
Very, very unpleasant.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those.
It was not good. He was taking up a quarter of my fucking seat. Thank God I had my little frail grandma in the seat next to me. I kind of was stealing her seat.
Worst flight story ever. Years ago, before I went to Antarctica, or as I was going to Antarctica, I had to fly from LA nonstop to New Zealand, right?
Jesus.
It's a 14-and-a-half-hour flight. Insane. I'm at the ticket counter. I'm checking in. The gal tells me, she's like, oh, for another $300, I can bump you to business class. Would you like that today? Because we hardly have anybody in business. My cheap ass was like, no, I'm good. Wrong. Wrong decision. Because I had kids in front of me, I had kids behind me, and I had one next to me.
Fuck.
And if you ever want to know what it's like to wake up with a fucking M&M in your ear, go ahead and do that.
What the fuck?
At some point, I literally asked the stewardess if she had duct tape.
Oh my God.
Because I was ready to tape these kids down. And here's the crazy thing, is that with all those kids around me, it was myself and his adult, right? One adult in front of me, and one adult behind me. The rest of the seats are all kids. Okay? This is not okay. The other parents are 4 rows back.
Yeah, right there.
They're like, look at that poor fucker right there.
Right, they're passed out with their freaking neck pillows.
Oh my God.
They're like, thank God, I don't have to
Oh
deal
my
with my
God.
fucking kid.
Oh my God. Not good. Not good. On the return flight home, when I came back from my travels, yeah, I paid for business in first class.
Yeah.
I did. Because, one, you get better alcohol service.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right?
Ching, ching. Another whiskey, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm not to sleep. But it's just so much better.
Yeah.
But hey, everybody, if you got to leave those comments down, like and share the video.
Tell us any crazy traveling stories you got too. Or
I know there's a lot out there.
Yeah. Unless the next round's on you guys.
We gotta go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.